I believe, if I'm not mistaken... Nope. This is the second last one. The second last one from Absent-Minded Nihilist. Yes, we had them not too long ago with 2916, which was the story of the woman with the sheep girl running away from a wolf, who we found out was like supposed to be the father of the sheep girl, and the sheep girl was actually a wolf themselves. And yeah, it was like this whole, like, you know, the character fell in love with the reader, and the reader fell in love with the main character. It was very like abstract but fun little read. Cause it's just like a fairy tale story if the reader were involved in it. Getting chased by a wolf. So that was it's the second last one, and it's gonna be a little bit till we have Absent-Minded Nihilist again. Not too long. Not too long. It's not like in the series 5 or anything like that. It is in series 4. Well, it's gonna be a little bit. Alright. Conveyance of regional Gwerin internationally. What? This is the title. So you all know what the hell I like. Conveyance of regional Gwerin internationally. Okay, this is a oh. Oh. I was about to say this is like a title that got me a little bit confuzzled, and then Corgi showed up. Then dog. Object class, you could save. Urban and suburban sections of SCP-2952 should be camouflaged appropriately according to their surrounding environments, or built directly into the walls or foundation of nearby buildings. Underwater sections of SCP-2952 are to be disguised as internet cables. Section of SCP-2952 in rural or underdeveloped areas are to be buried underground. As of the 1st, 5th, 2017, instances of -1 are to be exposed to allow travelers using SCP-2952 to depart and board. -1 instances are to be remotely monitored so that the civilians who encounter SCP-2952 can be detained and amnesticized. If an -1 instance is still in the process of being uncovered and set up for monitoring, a small meal of fruits, milk, nuts, wildflowers, and honey is to be left at the instance at each sunrise and sunset. The plate is to be accompanied by a note in Welsh politely apologizing for the inconvenience and providing a date for when the instance will be open for transit. Though SCP-2952 does not require food or water, regular interaction and play with the head end of SCP-2952 is advisable to maintain emotional health and is beneficial to on-site morale. And here we have underground portion of SCP-2952 is not visible. I was supposed to like say like that his low bar is on the ground. Gotcha. Understood. What a good looking boy. SCP-2952 is dog. Fun fact, my mom used to have 2 corgis. Corgis are cute. They're very cute. Description. SCP-2952 is a male Pembroke Welsh corgi measuring over 30,000 kilometers in length. This is instead of long cat, it's long dog. The head and front legs of SCP-2952 are located in Portland, Oregon, USA, while the hindquarters are located in the rural area of Japan, Kagawa District, weaving through the Americas, Europe, and much of Asia in between. Damn. SCP-2952 does not appear to age, nor does it require food or water. SCP-2952 will not move more than 5 meters from its original position. even if threatened or offered a reward. SCP-2952 will quickly regenerate from all damages done to it. Who the fuck was out here damaging the dog? Who was attacking the dog? Who was it? One end will respond to stimuli from the other without the delay that would be expected due to its length. In certain areas along SCP-2952's length, small openings will form along its side at regular scheduled intervals. See Schedule -1 for a full timetable. These locations are designed instances of -1. There are 324 known instances of -1. Some are located in major cities, others in suburban or rural areas. The formation of these holes do not seem to harm or adversely affect SCP-2952 when these openings appear. Humanoid beings will exit SCP-2952. These entities, designated -2, are on average 3 centimeters high and cannot be viewed directly. They must be photographed or filmed through physical evidence of their presence, such as shadows or footprints can be observed. After the first group exit, a different group of -2 will appear and enter into the same opening. The opening will then seal until the next scheduled event. The same instance of -2 can be seen entering at one -1 location and departing at another. Opening on the dexterous sides of SCP-2952 take passenger west, while those on the sinistrous side take passenger east. Is the Corgi just like an underground tunnel train for them? The average documented speed of SCP-2952 appears to be 120 kilometers per hour, not accounting for spots at -1 instances. The burying of many of -1 instances stopped -2 from entering or exiting SCP-2952. Oh god. 3 days after all -1 instances were buried, Project Director Stevens disappeared from his apartment, with an adult European mole left in his place. Over the next 3 weeks, 17 of the construction workers responsible for buying -1 instances woke to find the walls of the houses have been replaced by a mixture of poison ivy and death cap mushrooms. After 2 months, researchers had been replaced by a mixture of poison ivy. After 2 months, researcher Miles, who had been in charge of testing the regenerative properties of SCP-2952, woke up with poisonous nightshade berries in his mouth and stakes of hawthorn driven through his hands and feet. A little bit much, isn't it? The anomalous events were theorized to be the work of the -2 population. In response, a plan to appease -2 was devised using information collated from relevant myths, leading to the current protocols for unburying and monitoring instances of -1, implemented December 9th, 2016. 2 weeks later, the mole disappeared from its containment area and was replaced with Director Stevens, and the poison ivy and mushroom disappeared from the homes of the construction workers. Researcher Mills' wounds were not healed. It is theorized that this was retaliation by instance of -2 for injuring SCP-2952 in the course of studying its abilities. Okay. Security footage showed that during the retrieval and detaining of civilians who saw SCP-2952 they were instances of -2 following the Foundation agents and observing their actions closely. On January 5th, 2017, SCP-2952 became visually imperceptible to all humans to not under the Foundation's employee. In an unidentical manner to that of -2, in addition, instances of -2 are now visible to Foundation employees, though not to civilians. As such, SCP-2952 has now been reclassified as safe. Makes sense, because if only the Foundation members can see him, then yeah, you don't have to worry about the civilization to go crazy. I told them on January. I need to get a new chair. Eventually, this chair is starting to get really uncomfortable for me. On January 9, 2017, Director Stevens had a note left on his deck by stalling, which flew out of the window before it could be cut. The text of the note, translated from Welsh, is as follows. Thank you for your prompt response to commuter complaints and wonderful customer service. As such, we have granted all members of your organization complimentary transportation on our CORGI system, Corgi. I wonder what it actually means. Please send a sparrow to the council of the CT office or site. Who knows? Nearest you if you have further questions. G. Fox Glove, Director of Transportation. The Council of the Tilwife, Tech. Who knows? Who knows how that's supposed to be pronounced? Agent Davis, ride on SCP-2952 can be found on the exploration log, Alpha. Oof. Got my toenails. Exploration log Alpha. Opening information. Agent Davis entered SCP-2952 at the closest -1 to the head and was directed to depart the next -1 instance where a transport team was waiting for her. All material inside SCP-2952 was written in Welsh, and -2 instances also spoke only Welsh. Agent Elizabeth Davis was selected for the mission in part due to her fluency in Welsh. Log begins at 10:28. Begin log. Agent Davis touches SCP-2952 and immediately begins decreasing in size. What on earth? Okay. Shrinkage seems proportional? Well, let's hope it's proportional for my sake. Agent Davis chuckles. None of the typical detrimental side effects you see with other SCPs that cause shrinkage, and nothing like and noting that end height apparently appears to be 3.2 centimeters tall. Control, can you still hear me? We can hear you perfectly, Agent. Alright then. You should go maybe get a metal folding chair. You should get replace your chair with SCP-2950. No, that would be dangerous as fuck. Or you can do like I do, get a human chair. That would be weird as hell. For a human to have a human chair. That would be like if I asked you to get whatever species you are, make and be like, hey man, you're now a chair, and I'm gonna sit on you. I think that would be a little bit odd. Alright then, tech isn't affected by the shift either. Good to know. Doors should open at 10:35. Yes, that's correct. Agent Davis waits, during which time 6 instances of -2 join her. A male instance of -2 approaches her. Referred to as instance 2A as in the log for brevity. You are clear to engage in conversation if needed, Agent Davis. Agent Davis does not respond verbally, but discreetly makes a thumbs up gesture in view of the body camera. Hope this thing isn't late again. I tried to make it to the glade in time for midnight at the solstice. Missed it by 6 minutes. All the ingredients for a Harvest Bane incantation gone to seed. Do you know why it's been so late? Some of the internal blockage. Poor things got kidney stones, I hear. Oh no. Subsequent scans reveal the presence of 2 moderately sized kidney stones near the New Delhi -1 instance. The Foundation is currently halting service at the stop for a week to allow for surgery and recovery. Yeah, get those kidney stones out of that poor Corgi, man. Get that thing out of there. The opening along SCP-2952 site appear at 10:41 and 9 instance of -2 exit. Agent Davis enters SCP-2952 whereby all communication with mission control cuts off. Mission control. The interior of SCP-2952 looks similar to a subway car. The walls, ceiling, and floor with seats which are cushioned with a variety of flower petals. Many of these seats are in disrepair. There are 42 instances of -2 across the car, filling around 2/3 of the available seats. Agent Davis takes a seat across from instance -2A. The doors close and the car begins to move. Inside the store, a voice begins to speak with no discernible source. Now departing from 3 Portlands. Next stop, West Coast Rainforest. There is no instance of -1 located in 3 Portlands, but the stop where Agent Davis boarded in is only 5 kilometers away from the entrance to 3 Portlands. Okay. Agent Davis observed her surroundings. Posted on the upper walls are advertisements for an organic oak moss tincture, a religious organization practicing a variant of paganism, a horror movie featuring SCP-2323, Entity Strike of the Shrike, and the premiere of a new children's cartoon featuring SCP-2952 called The Global Adventures of the Great Grady. Wait. Okay, gotcha. Also visible are various forms of graffiti, including multiple messages as "Brownie is suck," "Go back to your glens," and an image resembling SB-2547. An instance of -2 further down, the car begins playing Lady Greensleeves on a flute loudly and off-key. Shut the hell up, will you? A baby begins crying. Another instance of -2 throws a thorn at the flutist, who promptly ceases playing after some time, and an elderly female instance of -2 designated instance -2B approaches Agent Davis while holding a scroll. I need to stand up after this one. Do some stretching. Excuse me, dear. Would you mind signing this petition? It attempts to revoke the new law saying that the mice are no longer allowing on board. So unfair, it's just a signature, dear, that's all I need. Not even your true name. Apologies, miss, but I'm not a citizen. I see, very well. Would you mind if I said? Oh. Agent Davis, not at all. Instance 2B takes the seat next to Agent Davis and begins knitting using 2 thorns as needles. At the far end of the car, a male instance of -2 takes out a package wrapped in leaves and unwraps it, revealing a mushroom of unknown species. The instance begins loudly consuming the mushroom. Based on the facial expression of the other passengers, the mushroom is quite pungent in odor. Instance 2-B leans over to Agent Davis. Now, if they're going to ban something truly unpleasant, Agent Davis laughs. Now approaching West Coast Rainforest, Agent Davis stands. When the car stops, she exits along the instance with instance -2A, -2B, and 12 others. Agent Davis approaches SCP-2952 and past its side. Good boy. Agent Davis is returned to normal size. Communication resumes. She crashes over the departing crowds. Spots instance -2B and waits farewell before departing for the transport vehicle and log. So it is like the Corgi is a train system. Out of all the dogs, it's the Corgi. Just, I already have an idea for a thumbnail, which is gonna be hilarious, but yeah. Kind of cool idea though, as a transportation system. Although, not sure if I trust Grandma in this scenario, like the elderly woman. I'm not sure if I trust her. Something tells me she has some ulterior motives in mind. Alright. I'm just going to quickly stand up and stretch because, for some reason, even though I slept... Okay, I didn't sleep enough, but I slept decently. And I didn't do much today. I am feeling the exhaustion again. Like, I don't know why. So I'm just going to stand up and stretch real quick before we continue.